What's the crack, lads? We're here with UFL. We're doing our deep dive / review. We actually played and streamed about 10 hours. You can go back and watch the raw footage of this. We had a 10-hour stream, or a 7-hour stream and a 3-hour stream of UFL. Now, I'm predominantly an eFootball 2024 content creator, but we did try UFL. A lot of you guys were asking me, and in fairness, the stream was popping. There was a lot of interest in this game. We're going to start with the UI and off-the-pitch stuff, and then slowly transition into some on-the-pitch action. As I said, I played a lot, right? If you missed the streams, you can go back and watch it. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and smash that like button. So, this is the main menu that you see here. Your 3 main or best players are at the forefront in their kits. They do tricks, they do a little bit of animation stuff. It's pretty decent. I mean, obviously the player models and the kit models, everything looks pretty okay here. It looks very FIFA-ish, I would say, or FIFA-esque, which isn't a bad thing if you're going for presentation. Now, this is the transfer market here. There was 4,500 players that you could buy. Obviously, different players had different values. There was 2 currencies. I won't really get into that. All I'll say is that you had a transfer currency and then a reputation currency. You needed reputation points and transfer coins, or whatever coins they were calling it, to be able to actually buy the top class players that were 80 rated or over. This is your main squad, your main game plan. You could also choose from preset kit designs and stuff like that. You could buy new ones with in-game currency if you wanted to buy new kits. They were just kind of generic kits or created kits. You couldn't create your own kits. There's no kit creator in it, but you could choose like all your presets here for boots, gloves, balls, badges, stadiums, and also you could do all your kit numbers, your kit designs, whether a kit was going to be tucked in or tucked out, long shorts or long socks, short socks. You had all your tactics, formations, your duties, your roles for the players here from a team point of view or a player point of view, right? Also, crossplay is enabled. This was live at launch with the beta, so you had a crossplay enabled at launch. And I'll be honest, lads, this was also another thumbs up. The UI, the transfer market, the way you sign players was very, very nice to grind. And also the fact that it was crossplay at launch and it was very, very smooth. I had no real complaints. I would say 80% of my matches were pretty flawless. We were playing against an Xbox player here, and for a beta, that's quite impressive, to be fair, that it's just been good, at launch. You also, this is your kit selection, so if you have extra kits, you can choose here. You can buy new kits with extra currency. I'm going to be doing another video, so I just wanted to focus on the gameplay here. If there's anything you want to see in more depth for the next video, get in touch in the comments below. And as I said, don't forget to subscribe. Now, this is kind of where... Listen, this is kind of where I ran into serious problems straight away, right? The gameplay, lads, with all due respect, man, I always look at this, right? I'm a glass half full type of person, right? I overlook a lot of the flaws in eFootball 2024 because I just kind of look at it like as in, this is, these are video games, man. It's not heart surgery. We're not going to space. No one's going to die if a game isn't going to be, right there where it needs to be, right? eFootball 24, FIFA, EAFC, whatever you want to call it, has a lot of issues, and all video games have a lot of issues because we want different things from football games all the times. Sometimes people want slower pace, sometimes people want arcade. There's lots of different things that people want in video games, right? But I think the fundamentals of UFL at the moment are what worry me the most, right? And I'm going to show you a couple of examples while still remaining a little bit positive and looking at it from the point of view that, like, the easy thing for me to do would be to just absolutely, dead on arrival dump on this game, to say that it's absolutely dead on arrival, right? And I don't think it is. I think that there is actually potential here, but what we're currently with this beta, I'm judging it as a beta, right? The biggest problem I ran into, and as I said, I will do another video on this. Let's start with the kind of the good, right? The passing, the flow of the play, the AI, the lack of assistance, and the lack of automated aggression from the AI, right, is quite nice, okay? However, there was 2 big, huge problems with the beta that I ran into early doors against guys that had obviously been playing the closed beta and knew the mechanics or knew the meta or knew what was broken. And that was finesse shots, as you're seeing here. 90% of finesse shots were just an automatic goal. And I'll show you one with Messi here in a second, right? Now look at this, okay? You're going to get this ball in here. It highlights another issue. Watch the lack of control I have defensive, right? Now they're going for... I win the ball clean with Thiago Silva, who I upgraded. He wasn't a base default centre-back like 60 overall. Thiago Silva was actually quite decent and had a skill thrown on him as well. We'll get into skills in a second. But these were instant goals. And if you played the beta, I guarantee you that you ran into the same problem, right? So every single finesse shot, it didn't really matter where it was on the pitch, was pretty much a goal. And if it wasn't a goal, it was either going to be a rebound or the keeper put it out for a corner. I don't think I saw one clip where I was playing where the goalkeeper actually saved it clean, even when I upgraded my goalkeeper. Here's another one with Ronaldo, right into the top bins, and the 4 goals we had scored in that game, it's 2-2 at that stage, were all finesse shots. Literally every single goal that we scored in the beta, 90% of goals were probably either, conceded, were finesse shots. And also the lack of control at the back. I will preach it from the crowd, lads, or preach it from the rooftops. I love the fact that the manual defending is in this, but sometimes I was kind of thinking to myself, is the defending manual or is it just the direction that they're gone for? Like, look at this, man. Like, this is like Blitz Curler times a million, man. It's Blitz Curler on steroids. And again, it's just every game became this, where it was like, all right, you're going to do that to me, I'm going to do that to you. And that was kind of a problem that we ran into with the beta, right? As I said, I'm not going to completely dump on it because it is a beta. If they take this on board and say, right, we're going to tone down these curl shots by 25, 35%, I mean, that can be nice, right? We also had a couple of bugs in it then as well, just to highlight this. I mean, goalkeepers doing funny things. The animations were obviously lacking. There's a lot to kind of like look at with the animations and say, right, yeah, this is definitely not where it needs to be. It all depends on how far along this game is, lads. If this game is 2 years away, or if it's even 18 months away, I would say that it's a really good base. But if it's going to be coming out in 6 months to 9 months, I would genuinely really worry about this game. I also like the fact that you could block clubs in it. We blocked this guy just to show everybody, that you could do it. You can block the club. This guy just literally spammed. Literally every single shot he got was a finesse shot, which credit to him, man. If he wants to be, a meta player in a beta, that's all she wrote. But listen, the defending was the biggest problem for me apart from the finesse shots, right? There was the lack of control with the defending that players just, when it went into that zone around them, you just couldn't do anything. Even if you won the ball clean, it was just literally just being ghosted past you. That was my biggest concern. And I don't think it's got to do with like, oh, you need to improve. I think the mechanic of the game, the same as the mechanic for the finesse shots, just needs big work. Like, it definitely was a bit broken, that you're trying to clear the ball, you're trying to get the ball out of danger, and you just couldn't really do it. No matter what button you press or anything that you do, yes, of course, you can always improve and always do that, but when you get into these areas, it just seemed that the players had no reaction to the ball being actually in a dangerous area. Now, as I said, that's not to discredit that I do like the fact that they're gone with the manual kind of style of defending, and they've kind of talked about that. But I definitely feel at the moment that the animations are so lacking that it's affecting the defending, that the players just have no awareness of the ball around them at all. I do like the fact as well that you don't have much AI assistance. That's good. But if you have no AI assistance, you need to have that animations and that responsiveness absolutely perfect, right? We'll also talk about the credits and how you earn credits and all that. This is a page here. So basically you get rewards and you get money to buy new players for everything that you do. You get rewards for goals, tackles, corners, possession, passing accuracy. I actually will say, right, I do like the effort that's gone in and the thought process that's gone in, that you're losing the game 4-0 and instead of tapping out, you can literally just still complete the match and get your base reward. Even if you concede goals, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because you're only, you're getting 8.5 million in the beta for just playing a match. You're only getting, 100,000 for a goal. So even though if you lose games or you win games, it was more about playing the games through, which I thought was quite nice as well. I also like the fact as well that you could buy any player that you wanted in the beta quite easily. I mean, it was 5 or 6 matches and you'd get a player as you went up the levels, and that you could train up your cards as well. So there was a lot to like about this, but I definitely think that off the pitch is where it shined most, and especially with a lot of the detail that had gone into it and the thought that had gone into it. You have a lot of this stuff here, which is kind of like the match pass for eFootball, where you complete different match passes or different objectives, and you were getting rewards at a reduced price, and you could clear that and you would get ultimate rewards out of it as well. So all of these things that you see here are either instant unlocks, or else you're working towards them as you play the game, which again is what I do like. You can get kits at reduced rate, ball at a reduced cost, all of these things, right? The skins, I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to probably feature this in a different video. We will touch on it here. But I did like this, and I also like the objectives that you could complete as well. We'll show you them in a sec. But I did like the stuff off the pitch. Again, for me, gameplay is going to have to be the most important thing, right? All of these bells and whistles are beautiful, right? It's beautiful. It's like the icing and the cherry on top of a lovely cake. But if you cut into it and it's, like a flavor that you don't like, then the cake is not going to be eaten by you. So for me at the moment, lads, I just felt like all of this stuff here, the boosters, the challenges, all of this stuff, the skins, all of this stuff, very big thumbs up for me. There's a lot of talking into the rewards. There's a lot of talking into the grinding aspect of it. these skins have caused a bit of confusion, right? So when you open these skins here, these are not player packs. You do not get to sign players in these packs. They are literally skins to upgrade your player or to add additional boosters to your actual players. I'm going to show you here in a second, right? All of these skins when we go over to the main menu, right? But yeah, I like the thought process between this and, you know, the on the pitch action was probably where it was weakest and it needed a lot of work. But the off the pitch action, the UI, the thought process, as I keep repeating, it was very nice and it was very grindable. And I was talking to a few people, and I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments below. And they were saying like, yeah, the gameplay is definitely not where it needs to be. Like, it definitely needs big, vast improvements. The defending, the dribbling is non-existent. You know, in terms of like where it needs to be. You know, the shooting obviously had big flaws. The defending had big flaws. But then, you know, the goalkeepers were quite nice. The passing and possession game wasn't too bad. The lack of AI assistance was nice. The AI defending for you was not there. They liked the off the pitch stuff. They liked the skins. They liked the skills. They like being able to put their own stamp on a team with a lot of tactical stuff. And the presentation of the game is really, really good. You know, for every one good thing, you have one bad thing, like the commentary. The commentary is terrible in the game, which, you know, is a non-real factor for me. You know, I wouldn't knock it too many points in that. But these are all the skins that you're seeing here. And, you know, from talking to people and playing the live streams, it seems like I reckon what they'll do, I don't know how they're going to make money on this game, man, unless they bring skins in here that give you different attributes or boosters or stuff like that. As I said, I haven't really delved into the future plans of this, but you can also buy boosters to gain experience points more rapidly, right? And you can do that for the 3 currencies in the game. There's 3 currencies in the game. You can see here there's reputation points that are going to be probably the most important when the game comes out, because I probably think they'll reduce them down, and that'll probably be done with big boosters or whatever it is that you want to do. You also have these here if you want to boost it for 5 matches, 10 matches, whatever. The challenges, as I talked about here, you can claim these rewards once you complete them. These are similar to the objectives that you have in eFootball or any of the objectives you have in EAFC. I liked all this stuff. The transfer market, you know, buying players. I liked all this stuff. It just let me down, I think, on the pitch, which again is to be expected for a beta. Now, we talked about the skins. So you see Rudiger here. We're going to throw this legendary skin onto Rudy. His card is going to change, and he's also going to get player bonuses during ranked matches, right? So this is his standard card. We're going to buy him. We're going to get Rudiger because we got the legendary skin. We're going to go on and put on the skin, and it's going to reduce his energy decrease by 30%, and it's also going to give us extra bonuses when we're playing him. So we can just take him here and put him on from our main reserves, and that's going to be a legendary skin Rudiger, right? A legendary card. It's not going to adapt his, or change, or upgrade, or boost his stats. His actual pace is going to stay the same. His defending, everything is going to stay the same. But it is a nice kind of like visual feature. I just don't know how they're going to do it if they don't want to monetize this game. You can also give skills to players. I'm trying to cover as much as possible, lads, in this, and it's a lot of information coming at you. You can also transfer skills or train up players. So as they get XP when they play matches, they're going to unlock stars. Once they have star, they're able to get a skill. So for example, if we wanted to turn Ansu Fati into a striker, we can do that. Or we can give him a +5 to his finishing, his dribbling, his agility. Every player can be boosted. Every player can have 5 skills. Every player has a level that they go to. And then obviously when you get to the ultimate level, that's the maxed out version of the card, because you're going to have the base card plus 5 skills. And then if you get a legendary card, you're going to have, you know, more energy, more points that being earned. So as I said, I keep going back to it. It seems to be off the pitch. A lot of work has gone into the mechanics of the game. And I think that's probably the highlight of it, which, you know, when you're talking about a football game, the gameplay always needs to come at the forefront, right? All of this stuff is cute. And I give a massive, massive praise for the thought process gone into this. And it just shows you how far behind eFootball 2024 is with how basic certain stuff is in the game. You know, everything is random, like training cards, training positions, training skills is random. And this, there's a lot of control over it. It feels like you can actually build a proper squad. It's just that when you go on the pitch, that's when the problems occur, right? Because we can dress it up as much as we want, man. And as I said at the start of the video, I'm not going to come on here and do a video and say, absolutely, this is dead on arrival, and have a laugh about it and show you all the bugs and show you all the issues. We've showed a couple of them in the gameplay here. We've highlighted the 2 main issues that I had with the beta. The passing Everything is not ready, man. There's nothing ready. It's really, really, really raw and unfinished, right? It is not in a state to be able to compare it to current football games. Even eFootball 2024, with all its issues and all its flaws, we know that eFootball 2024 has the potential, if they tone down the defensive assistance, if they tone down the actual hand-holding, and open the game up a little bit more. We know that the gameplay-wise, that the dribbling mechanics are really nice, the shooting, the stunning shots, stunning passes, crosses. We know that there is a game in there that can be enjoyable for a lot of people if they tone down the assistance. We know Konami have already kind of cracked that. Regardless of if you like or dislike the game or like or dislike Konami's direction with the game with the cards. I'm talking just on the pitch. And as you see the game just kind of ebb and flow here, I do think that most of the good things about this can be adjusted. My big worry is that this is all kind of design choice. That the defending... How far away is this game? Can they fix the defending? Can they add dribbling animations? Can they make it that every game is not just going to be, skill fest, ball roll, finesse shot from 40 yards out? Because once you get a top team, you will be able to score from anywhere on the pitch. I came up against Messi and Mbappe a few games, and I conceded every chance that the ball went past my midfield. So yeah, as I said, I'm a glass half full type of person. I'm not going to come on here and absolutely write this off and make a joke of it and make a skit of it, right? It's miles away, it's miles unfinished, but it does have a little bit of potential. I'll be honest with you, it does have a little bit of potential, mostly off the pitch. If they can marry this and improve the gameplay a lot, now I mean a lot, and they listen to the right feedback, there is potential here, man, over the next 2 years that they could do this. That I would love to see this game in 2 years' time and see where it's at. And see what mechanics they have actually fixed. But let's see, man. We'll keep an eye on it. Let me know if you want more of these videos, if you enjoyed this deep dive, and let me know what you want to see in a future video for UFL. I'll talk to you later. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace. We'll be back on Thursday with the Big E Football live stream as well, so don't miss that.